I give it all that I got will never stop. I give it all, straight to the top, will never stop. I give it all that I have, I let it be, cause nobody's better than me. What do you see? Give it all. Yeah, all that I got, I give it everything. They lost the plot, they think I'm menacing. They wanna talk, but I ain't settling. Circle is tight, feeling like better. All that I got will never stop. I give it all, straight to the top, will never stop. I give it all. They want me rocked, I never blow. I give it all. What you say, my man? Give it all. Hey, give it all, give it all. Yeah, stand tall, give it all. All that I have, I let it be, cause nobody's better than me. What do you see? Give it all. What do you think when people look at me? 100 degrees tougher than Booker T. Couldn't agree more, but could it be? I think higher than them all. Truthfully, my pen fire and then some. Apply to your addendum. Take this whole thing for ransom. Give it all I got for attention. Not a mention of life well lived, for instance. Give it all.
Northern 10 basketball's heating up, and this Friday night is for the ladies. Seneca East is off to a stellar start to the season, and they've made light work of their first two conference opponents. We'll see tonight how they handle Upper Sandusky at the mountaintop, as the Rams have been no stranger to close games earlier on in the year. So strap in with us, whether you're on Facebook with your smartphone or with YouTube on the big screen. It's Friday Night Hoops on the OH Report. Your Sutton Bank pregame show is next.
Win my subtitles, cut down nets with my fans. Back to the basket. And another thing. Well, looks like I'm not going to Hollywood after all.
Are you looking for a uniform rental partner that can guarantee garments are returned promptly? No matter your size or industry, Kimmel Corporation can customize a program to fit your needs.
Give us a call for a free evaluation of your current program or visit us at kimmeluniform.com. Kimmel Corporation, delivering what we promise, 4 generations strong.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Holiday hoops are coming your way, but first we've got the OH Report pregame show brought to you by Sutton Bank. Jonathon Langdon welcoming in Ontario coaching legend Joe Balogh, and these two teams are looking to finish towards the top of the N10 standings. Upper Sandusky winners of their last two, but they welcome a Seneca East squad that is yet to lose. They're 5-0.
Yeah, pretty impressive of a Seneca East team that I think went 6-8 in the league last year and 8-16 overall. But looking at the roster, a year ago, many of those players were freshmen and sophomores, and I guess the indication by how they've started this season is that they have put in a lot of time and effort since last season, because they're off to a great start and pretty much dominating in their first 5 basketball games, except I think the opener, I think they went to overtime in a 56-51 win over Hopewell Loudon. So the Tigers are coming in with kind of a purpose here to kind of set the stage early in this Northern 10 league.
And they're shooting really well to start the season. 41% from the field, 33% from the three-point line. Let's go ahead and take a little bit more of a look into Seneca East. The Lady Tigers 2-0 in the N10 conference, and you see that kind of climb back to the top on the bottom of your screen. They went 0-14 just 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, I mean, George Parks is in his 3rd year, so he's done a good job of, I guess, building this program. And it looks like this might be the year for these Lady Tigers that, they can kind of really jump to the top of this league and be a strong threat in the Northern 10.
And that's really come from 2 juniors that are scoring the heck out of the basketball for Seneca East. One of them is our player spotlight today, Lexi Snay, a 5'10 forward, putting up 18 points a game. That's not too bad, but you've also got Izzy Stockmaster, who's at 16.6, so you kind of got a 2-player system offensively out of this Tiger team.
And that's always a key for a team success. If you can have more than one person that can really score, and I think the most impressive team stat that you've pointed out early is 33% from 3. That's a very good stat. I think especially a very good stat in girls basketball. So their ability to shoot the ball from the perimeter is going to be a big key for them tonight.
And they also like to move the basketball around. 14.6 assists per game in their first 5 games of the season. You see them there warming up on your screen. Lexi Snay is the name to watch. She wears number 11. For Upper Sandusky here at home, second time this season, they were unable to get the win in their first one against Colonel Crawford, a really tight battle against a really good defensive team. But this Rams team still looking to try and stay towards the top of the N10 standings, as they typically do. Coach Jerry Vent has them in a good place.
Well, and if you look at their scores have been they've played in a lot of tight basketball games. 3-2 overall. Have not won by a big margin, but have not lost by a big margin. So I guess if you're kind of looking at the game early, if the game's close, you might say that Upper Sandusky has a little bit of advantage, because in their 5 games, they played in 5 really tight basketball games.
Yeah, they played Tiffin on Tuesday, overtime winners 41-40, and they handed the Lady Tornadoes their first loss of the season. So they're still looking really good, even against some top opponents. And it's all been spearheaded by the N10 Player of the Year last year, Grace Walton. We know that she is a fantastic player, averaging 14 points per game early on this year.
Yeah, and looking at the stats from last year, she led the N10 in scoring, assists, steals, and 3-point shooting percentage. So she's an outstanding player. And I think the thing for her is, she's faced all kinds of defenses, a lot of boxing ones, I'm sure some triangle twos a year ago. So she's a veteran player, and I think it's a player that plays with a lot of poise, because sometimes that's difficult to do when you're getting bumped and matched like that throughout the game.
And if you're an OH Report fan, you've probably seen that face a lot, because we usually talk to her after these games, and we'll see if that happens here again.
Her career so far here at Upper Sandusky has been outstanding. And you're going to expect that her senior year is going to continue to be another outstanding season for her. But her goals, and talking to her, we were over here Monday night for practice, and all of her goals are all about the team. She wants to win this league. They haven't won the league. They want to try to get a district championship. So she's focused in and trying to really make sure that her teammates are focused in also.
And when you talk about that team, they've got a fairly good team back. They've got most of their big pieces back. Addie Newman, someone that hit some big shots in late games last season. Riley McCreary, another guard. And then they've got some bigs that are going to help them out as well. And also Brooke Finscali, who hasn't even played yet this year to injury.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing with both of these teams. They bring back a lot of experience. I mean, Seneca East, we mentioned, still somewhat young because they play a lot of sophomores and juniors. But those guys, those ladies all played last year as freshmen and sophomores. A little bit more maybe of a veteran team at Upper Sandusky, especially with somebody like Grace Walton, who's a would be a 4-year letter winner. But we look for an outstanding contest here tonight.
Walton had 20 points, hit three-pointers in their win on Tuesday against Tiffin Columbian. We're going to take a quick break and come back with lineups and the opening tip live and free on the OH Report. This has been your Sutton Bank pregame show.
Yippee!
Win myself titles, cut down nets with my fans. Back to the basket. And another thing. Well, looks like I'm not going to Hollywood after all.
Are you looking for a uniform rental partner that can guarantee garments are returned promptly? No matter your size or industry, Kimmel Corporation can customize a program to fit your needs.
Give us a call for a free evaluation of your current program or visit us at kimmeluniform.com. Kimmel Corporation, delivering what we promise, 4 generations strong.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same.
And we're back from the mountaintop, just about set for tip. Lineups being announced as we speak here, Joe. So let's go ahead and just talk about these two teams and break it down what each side's going to have to do to win this game. We'll start with Seneca East. So Seneca East, they know that Upper Sandusky, they like to shoot the three ball. So you're going to want to make sure to keep that from happening. I talked to Coach Parks before the game. That was a big thing for him. I think to do that, you have to win the first quarter because you know that Upper's going to come out shooting, and they usually shoot well from the start.
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you have face a team like Upper that has the ability to make threes, fairly consistently, you don't want to let them get off to a good start. You want to try to make sure that if they are making threes, that they are contested threes and they are tough threes. So that I think that winning that first quarter is really important. At least making sure you come out and you don't just give them wide open looks from the three-point line.
And then also to find your shots. You know that Upper's going to have some good defense. They have Grace Walton, who's one of the best defenders in the N10. Just want to make sure you're not rushing anything on the offensive end. So that's a big
and
key
as we mentioned,
also.
Grace Walton averaged almost 4 steals a game last year. And I think in talking to Coach Event, we came over and watched them practice on Monday, had a chance to have a conversation with him, and he was talking about that they were trying to up their defensive pressure a little bit more by showing some different trapping looks. So it'll be interesting tonight to see how Seneca East is able to handle that, especially at the start of the basketball game.
And then for Upper Sandusky, the key for them as we're just about set to go. Upper Sandusky, keys to the game before tip. Lady Rams, they are 3-2 on the season, and you want to just keep the ball in a string. You turned the ball over 27 times in that last game against Tiffin.
Yeah, they win in overtime, but I'm sure that probably Coach Vett came back and looked at the film and probably highlighted some of those turnovers. You're not going to win a lot of games turning it over 27 times.
Tip is won by Seneca East. We are underway as we see the 5-0 Tigers drive to the lane. Shot no good, but the putback is there, and a foul call. So already on the board, Lexi Snay.
Well, you saw it look like that Upper Sandusky came out like in a 2-3 zone, and right away looked like they were trying to trap as Grace Walton was running from the top to the wing to trap. But a nice job of taking the ball to the basket and, more importantly, getting that second shot and converting a traditional three-point play.
Yeah, Snay knocks down the free throw. Here come the Lady Rams, just their second home game of the season, but buckle up, Rams fans. You're here at the Mountaintop for 6 straight games. Here's a 3 in the corner from Grace Walton to get things underway for the Rams.
Yeah, and I'm sure Coach Parks is not happy with that look right away. You don't want to let a player like that get an open look and be able to get going right away in this basketball game.
Already 3-3 as Snay is open again. Almost banks it home. Another offensive rebound sends the Tigers back to the line. So shooting 2 will be Carly Foose, the sophomore, 5'5" guard.
And now right away, Coach Vent's got to be concerned. They've missed 2 shots, but they've given up 2 offensive rebounds and put the Tigers at the free throw line. And again, 2 fouls right away here with not even a minute gone in the basketball game. And as we've talked about before, the change of a year ago is that with 5 team fouls, on the 15th foul, your opponent's going to start shooting 2 free throws. So 2 quick fouls here on the Rams, and the Tigers are able to convert the second free throw.
So 1 for 2 for Foose. Quickly the other way. Walton gives it up out top with the basketball. Cundiff for a moment. Now down the lane, a foul down low before the drive.
And you can see Seneca East is in a box and 1 on Grace Walton, chasing her all over the floor. Nice job there of setting a screen. Tigers get called for running through the screen.
So baseline out of bounds for the Rams. They'll lob it over top. Addie Newman had the open shot, gives it up. McCreary near side. And then Cundiff to Walton. Walton scored the first 3 points of the game. Seeing some heavy pressure out top, not wanting the Rams to shoot too many threes here today. That was one of our keys to the game for Seneca East. Cross-court pass extra to Cundiff. Back to the corner, Ham hoists one up, and there's two.
And that's a way to kind of beat a box in one, is you have to have some of your teammates step up and make a three, and a big three there by the Lady Rams.
Around the screen, Romick. Lob over top, another three, this time from Seneca East.
And another offensive rebound.
Yeah, running our way to go get that was Snay. And she loses it out of bounds.
But again, Coach Parks has got to be happy with the effort that they're showing getting to the offensive glass. That's their third offensive rebound in 3 possessions.
So 2 threes already for the Lady Rams. They'll look to establish it even more so in this first quarter. They make 6.5 per game. They usually get 2.5 of those in the first quarter. Cundiff out top. Drives, kicks. Ham already hit one earlier. Keeps the ball moving. Drive, kick, Ham tries again. Same spot, same result.
Great start for Ellie Ham. 2 big threes here to start the basketball game.
And there is a travel as Foose slipped to the ground. Another three. I don't know. Could you tell, Joe, was that the first shot or the second shot? They almost looked identical.
I know they were. I think she was maybe 2 steps closer to the half-court line, but you kind of draw a circle there, and that's her spot right now.
Cundiff out top. So Rams will circle it around. And a pass by Cundiff. Didn't really know where she was going with it. Ends up going out of bounds.
Well, Carly Foose was matched on Grace Walton to start the game here. They make a sub. Jordan Enders is on her now. But again, the Rams are in a 2-3 zone also and really extending it out.
Trap comes. Able to get out, though, was Stockmaster. Far corner, lobbed inside. Shot rejected. Ellie Ham gets in there.
So Ellie Ham not only showing her presence at the offensive end, but showing her presence at the defensive end.
Walton around a double, drives
Wow,
through
that is a
3
great drive.
defenders. And a timeout called by Seneca East. 5 points for Walton and 6 points for Ham. Gives Seneca East the 7-point lead.
Well, you mentioned that one of the important things for Seneca East was to get off to a great start and win the first quarter. It's kind of been opposite right now. The Upper Sandusky Lady Rams are off to a great start. 11-4 lead here early in the first quarter.
Want to welcome in anyone watching, joining us from that Centerburg and East Knox game a couple of moments ago, just wrapped up. Trojans won 57-35. Got more girls hoops action here for you from the mountaintop. And it's a solid start for Upper Sandusky with an 11-4 lead, forcing a timeout out of the 5-0 Tigers.
And you can see what Upper Sandusky's doing out of this 2-3 zone, really extending it, trying to put pressure on the ball in the full court.
And Seneca East is trying to find Snay, just haven't been able to do so, as there is a timeout called by Upper Sandusky as they fall on that basketball.
Yep. I mean, the Tigers came out, really tried to put the ball inside to their leading scorer. Upper Sandusky doing a great job of converging on the basketball, able to create the turnover, calling the timeout before a jump ball was called.
So we sit in our home and kitchen supply timeout. Let's take a look at the fan zone as the scoreboard comes down from the ceiling. Let's go, Lady Tigers, says Chelsea. Yeah, Mountaintop has really stepped up their game here in the venue. They've got fantastic facilities, and there it goes again.
The reappearing and disappearing video board that we have.
Yeah, not just the video board that we manufactured, we'll be honest, but they also have a new video board near where we're broadcasting. So something similar. If you've ever been to an Ontario football game, they've got pretty much a similar setup scoreboard-wise. Here's Addie Newman trying to get involved with the three-point party. Shot no good. Long rebound goes to Jordan Enders for Seneca East. A lob out of bounds.
And you can see one of the things that Upper Sandusky is trying to do defensively is even off of a defensive rebound by the Tigers, they're really trying to pick up and pressure the basketball early in the Tigers' offensive possession.
Newman picking up some pressure, throws one inside, off glass, no. Rebound goes right back to Erica Rulin. Kicks it out to the three-point line. Shot no good. And we see the Rams starting to miss a couple triples.
But good effort to get a second shot there. Erica Rulin with a nice little post move, just not able to finish it inside.
Light full court pressure, pretty much just Abby Gottfried kind of running around in the front court. Out for a three from the left wing. Shot no good, and this will trickle out of bounds. So Maddie Smith, that was someone I talked to Coach George Parks about. She missed that three. He's really liked how consistent she's been, just that time not able to get off to a good start.
Well, early in this basketball game, Upper Sandusky's done a nice job of limiting the touches of Snay inside. So that's been important.
Looks like Gottfried had an open three, gave it up, and ended up turning it over. Other way, Izzy Stockmaster holds on to the basketball. She's being forced to the sideline right now, as is the rest of the team. That's just the type of pressure you see from Upper Sandusky game to game.
Well, and a little bit different with, sometimes when teams start in a 2-3 zone, they kind of just pack it in, to make teams shoot it from the perimeter. You can see that Upper Sandusky doing a really good job of extending that 2-3 zone, giving a lot of pressure in the basketball. And then, as you mentioned, once it gets to one side, they've tried to do a really good job of keeping in that on that side.
Walton fakes the three, draws a double in the corner. She's in a tight spot, decides not to call the timeout, gets it off to Newman. Three out top is a swish. Ava Romick into the game.
Well, and Upper Sandusky showing why they've been such a good three-point shooting team. A lot of players sit, Grace Walton makes a three. I think they have 4 threes here to start the basketball game.
Yeah, you got one from Walton. You've got one just there from Romick, and then 2 from Ham.
Yep.
There's a blocking foul on the Rams that was picked up by Romick. And some subs will come in. Ham checks back into the game.
So we've got a baseline out of bounds play, a box set.
And there was a wide open man left in the corner. Shot no good. Rebound is tipped last off of the Rams.
And Upper Sandusky staying in that 2-3 zone on the baseline out of bounds. So, if you're patient, there might be some gaps here of somebody cutting to the basket.
Another baseline inbound. It is completed. Flare screen out top. Drive and a foul. So shooting 2 here will be Luella Burkholder.
And that's what you got to do a little bit against the zone. You got to try to attack those gaps, especially with how Upper Sandusky's pressuring the basketball. You got to try to get into those gaps, get to the paint, get on balance, draw a foul, or have the ability to kick the ball out to open three-point shooters.
And you got to make your free throws. You went 1 for 2 last time. Switch the first. So Burkholder, Luella Burkholder, there's 2 of them on the team. Junior 5'7" forward, averaging 6 points, 7 rebounds. Knocks down the first. Her sister Lily is a freshman. Doesn't get too much time, but we may see her today. And the junior goes 2 for 2.
Nice shooting stroke there from the free throw line. She looks like she would be a really effective free throw shooter, so important stepping up, making both of those free throws.
She was actually 44% going into that, so that is a good sign if you're a Tigers fan to see her start knocking some down from the stripe. Open for 3, Upper Sandusky airmails that one. McCreary couldn't get it to go. Walton the rebound. Ball swung around. Ham thought about a third 3.
Nice pass.
Instead finds her teammate Cundiff inside, who is fouled. Yeah, it's just the ball movement right now from Upper Sandusky. Gotta like what you're seeing, Coach.
Yeah, you do. And plus, whoever's guarding Grace Walton, which right now is Carly Foose.
Feels like darn near everybody on the team.
They're gonna put in a lot of miles tonight because she never stops moving.
She almost hit a 3 as he said that. Other way, Upper Sandusky still up 8. Stockmaster trying to get to the middle of the floor. It's being cut off well by the Rams. They do go to Snay. Hasn't touched the basketball in a while. Kicks it back out. Another miss. And a tip out by Upper Sandusky.
I mean, Upper doing a great job of preventing touches by Snay inside. So for Seneca East, they're going to have to find a way to get her the basketball, get her some touches near the basket.
Under 2 minutes to go. In quarter number 1, they find a corner 3, way long. And Walton fighting for the rebound, still ultimately gets it and keeps her dribble.
Yeah, Grace Walton showing a lot of toughness going after that rebound and just being able to secure it and then pushing it up the floor.
Another foul. The ball just tipped out of bounds. So McCreary will look to get this in. Finds Ham. Hand off back to Walton. She has 3 on her at the moment. Condiff swings it around. Addie Newman from the corner. No good. Long rebound. Tipped last off Seneca East. Well done by Ham.
Great hustle by Ellie Ham. Being able to deflect the basketball and get it back.
Yeah, 2 Rams and a Tiger fought for it. They were able to get it off of Cammie Lance. So another sideline inbound. Lobbed over top. Ham secures. Similar look. Handoff to Walton. Surveying the floor. Back to the corner. Newman shoots another, and this time she makes it count.
The Rams like that corner 3. I think they have 2 from the right side and 2 from the left side.
Has now 5 triples on the game for Upper Sandusky.
Nice pass.
Snay just couldn't get the layup.
Just didn't get it up on the glass high enough.
Foul on the rebound as Newman draws it. That will be the 3rd team foul for the Tigers. So likely not going to see any free throws come out here unless we see a bunch of fouls in the last 40 seconds. At least on Upper Sandusky's side. Rams have 4.
Let's see if Upper Sandusky works to get the last shot of the quarter here or if they look to attack early with their offense.
Newman picks up her dribble, needs some help. Goes to McCreary. The guard play that Upper Sandusky has, I know a lot of N10 teams are probably envious of it because they've got 3 reliable playmakers. And you also got Condiff you can throw in there as well. Ham kicks it outside. Newman on a drive. Back to him. Mid-range jumper. A little
Grace
long. Walton the rebound and 1.
You can see right now why she was the N10 Player of the Year a year ago. She does not just score. She does a lot of little things. They're just a great effort to get to the offensive glass. And then just her ability to put the ball high on the square and a chance for a traditional 3-point play.
And that's one of the shortest players on the floor, not just for Upper Sandusky, but also if you look at some of the Seneca East players, she's still able to get down there and score in the painted area. Misses the free throw.
Another offensive rebound off of a free throw.
And it forces a held ball. Arrow points towards the Rams.
Well, this could be a big possession here with just over 5.3 seconds. If they can get a quick score here, up 19-6.
They'll bring in a couple of shooters. Ava Romick hit a 3 earlier. She checks into the game. Gottfried with the inbound. Looking for Walton. 3 seconds to go. Loses it. Has to throw it up from near half court. Tried to bank it home. Got pretty close. But still the score, 19-6. Upper Sandusky with a 13-point lead as we go to our first break of the night here on the OH Report.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
They think it's time to wake 'em up. They been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the
Coming back for the second quarter, live and free on the OH Report. Thanks for joining us, whether on Facebook or YouTube. Make sure to leave a comment down below, and we will get to it later on in the broadcast. Seneca East playing catch-up right now, down 13, but they have the basketball a chance to strike early. They've done a good job on Izzy Stockmaster. They had her trapped in the corner there. She gets it out. Cross court back to Stockmaster. A long two is short. Rebound one by Ham, and there's a held ball.
It'll be Upper Sandusky basketball.
So the quarter change, move the arrow again. They got the held ball at the end of the first quarter, but they'll get it back here. So
A very short rest there for Lexi Snay. They got to get her right back in the basketball game, and they're going to have to try to find a way that she can get some touches inside. Because Upper Sandusky has done an outstanding job of limiting her ability to get the basketball inside.
Yeah, just 3 points for Snay, and they were the first points of the game. That ball goes out of bounds off the hands of Gottfried.
Well, and right now, one of the ways that the Tigers could open up the inside is they got to be able to make some perimeter shots, and they just have not been able to do that here early in the basketball game.
Stockmaster still hasn't gotten across the timeline, now does. Enders finds Snay. Tight defense played by Gottfried.
Yeah, the Rams are doing a really good job in this 2-3 zone of just being really aggressive and pressuring the basketball.
Long three to shoot over the zone. No good. Gottfried catches it in stride. Across the court towards us. Newman to Ham. They both have 2 triples today. McCreary. Back to him. Upper Sandusky, they had the numbers on that side. Drove baseline, and the pass just too far away from McCreary down low.
Yeah, she probably just needed a jump stop there, and if she would have jump stopped, she might have even had a chance to finish the layup.
Stockmaster slips to the deck. Seneca East collects. And Cammie Lance with a cross-court pass. Walton tried to anticipate it. Leaves an open shooter in the corner. Cannot leave Izzy Stockmaster there unattended to.
I believe that's the Tigers' first 3 of the basketball game tonight.
It is. That brings a deficit to 10. Could have been 13 because they left Ham wide open.
Well, and with good ball movement, they're going to get some open looks, especially if they're boxing one on Walton.
There's another throwaway by Seneca East. Just feels like they're not comfortable right now, and that's all credit to Upper Sandusky and this defense put in place by Coach Jerry Vent.
Yep. I mean, the pressure, the pressure at the top, their guards are having a difficult time of getting the ball to the wing and then being able to put the ball inside.
Condiff looking for Walton around a screen. Draws 2 defenders, floats with the left, air ball. McCreary tried to keep it in. Foot was on the line.
Well, and Walton did a good job there. She ran off a double screen on the baseline, even got an extra screen. Proves that she can play with her right hand or her left hand. A little floater there, but way short on that possession.
That second look brought to you by Spherion Mid-Ohio. Looked like she actually stayed in, but officials didn't see it. Nonetheless, the save was going right to Seneca East. And here we are with the Tigers on the offensive end. Lance, drive, kick to the corner for 2. Long rebound, stays on this side.
They might have called a kick. So again, baseline out of bounds for Seneca East.
Yeah, we couldn't see the official signal, a couple players in the way, but yeah, most likely a kicked ball violation. Double team in the corner. They finally get to Snay in the middle, and she just can't seem to knock down her layups right now.
Yeah, that might be the most open look that she's had so far tonight.
Romick short for three. Lella Burkholder down the floor. Kicks. Smith trying to get herself a shot to go. Cannot, but with the follows, Burkholder scores again.
And the one weakness, as we mentioned earlier, with that 2-3 zone that Upper's playing is you're not quite as good maybe keeping people off the glass. So an advantage right now is that Seneca East has been able to get the offensive glass.
Kind of high pass to her intended target, and it leaves to another open three, and it's canned.
It's that spot.
Tell you about it.
We could put that little circle there. That's been a spot where they've been hot.
Ava Romick with her second three of the game. That now has 3 Lady Rams with at least 2 triples. Romick, Ham, and Newman. Here's your second look. Brought to you by Spherion Mid-Ohio, and feels like at this point Seneca East, anything that happens over there, open or not open, you got to keep an eye on it.
Yep. Yeah.
Our producer just said, you got to call it Wi-Fi. It's a hot spot on the floor. You know I'm not a fan of stealing jokes. Got to give kudos.
Got to give kudos to him.
There's a foul down low, as we'll see free throws again from from Seneca East. This time it will be Maddie Smith. Interesting from her. She's a shooter from the three-point arc, but not from the stripe. 0 for 6 so far this year. Able to break that there. There's that reverse jinx. I was going for it.
I guess that's good for Maddie.
Yeah.
But it is surprising that she is, a good three-point shooter. You think she would be a better free throw shooter, but sometimes you just struggle there. Looks like she's got a pretty good shooting stroke, though.
Goes 1 for 2. And it looks like Upper went early.
Yeah, they had to. I believe they said Erica Rulin stepped in too soon. So Maddie Smith gets to go back and shoot another free throw.
And she takes advantage. So if you're watching this back, Maddie Smith, you're welcome. 2 for 2 from the line. As that gets tipped out of bounds, we'll stay on this side of the floor. Sideline out of bounds. We've seen some good plays from the Rams. They just simply get the ball back in. Kind of curling Walton. Weren't able to find her there. Ultimately ends up in a turnover. Down the floor, Stockmaster is shoved. Turnover starting to count up again for the Lady Rams. Even with this 9-point lead, you can't just turn the ball over. And you saw that on Tuesday and starting to peak up again.
Yeah,
today.
I mean, Coach Vent's got to be a little bit concerned because you don't want to just give away possessions. A chance here to cut this deficit to 7.
To the Lady Rams' credit, though, seems most of their turnovers have been dead ball turnovers.
Yeah, that was one of the few that was not.
Don't want to have them, but if they are, make sure the play is getting stopped with them. No transition opportunities as there's a couple made free throws to make it 22-15. Upper Sandusky, the 7-point lead. Walton with a double team, spreads out the defense. And there's another turnover, almost. That will go last off of the reaching Lance. Another chance to redeem yourself. Pretty much the same spot you inbounded on the last possession. This time they do find Walton. Step back move, spins around a double. Out top, Romick tries again. That time, no. And the rebound, last off of Snay. Tough look.
Good play. Good play by Bryn Cundiff there of making an effort to tip it off. Seneca East, and Rams get the ball out of bounds on the baseline.
Also able to establish position in bounds before doing so. Walton inbounds here. Wanted to go down low to Ham. It was cut off. There's a 5-second violation.
Nice job. by Seneca East defense of getting a 5 count and forcing another turnover. So, as you've mentioned, turnovers starting to add up a little bit here for the Lady Rams.
Yeah, Upper Sandusky, they average 6 turnovers a game in the second quarter. It's definitely one of their weaker quarters, maybe not score-wise, but just taking care of the basketball. Snay draws the foul. She'll shoot 2.
I mean, her second, well, I guess that may be her third look right at the rim. She's just not been able to finish. I think 2 going to her left, 1 going to her right, but able to draw the foul and get to the free throw line.
See if Snay can get herself going. First shot is in. It's 4 points to her name. Uncharacteristic start for a player who was second team all-conference last year. Second one off back iron, but an offensive rebound. Lobbed over top, no good on the putback by Smith. Cundiff down the floor. Spins, lobs over top, Newman. And see more trapping on Seneca East side as Romick misses again. Stockmaster spins around Newman. Drives to the basket, short on the layup. Snay the rebound, the hook, and another. Ball just does not fall kindly into the net. Bounces off the front iron and out.
She's been pretty good on the offensive glass, not able to finish it.
Addie Newman with her 3rd triple of the day.
And again from the corner. I mean,
6 threes and a half, make it 7.
And all of them, I believe, have come from either the right or the left-hand corner.
Ham was trying to go to Newman, had it tipped. Ball's on the ground, still fighting for it. This will go last off, I believe, Upper Sandusky. No, so they'll say it's Rams basketball.
Well, last time they had a baseline out of bounds, Seneca East was able to get a 5-second count, so I'm going to anticipate they're going to try to get the ball in much quicker here. Good job again defending, made him throw the ball over the top.
McCreary gives it again to Walton. Walton with 7 points today. Cundiff still scoreless. She's been kind of that facilitator so far. Newman spins around, back to the 3-point line she goes.
I mean, you really got to watch, Grace Walton, the patience that she shows offensively. And then, as we mentioned, whoever's guarding her is going to run a lot tonight because she does a great job of just moving without the basketball.
Addie Newman loses it out of bounds. Will go the other way.
But again, you mentioned dead ball turnover. I mean, Coach Vance can't be happy with these turnovers, but at least it's not leading to easy baskets, by the Tigers.
Tigers played mostly around the 3-point line. In the last couple of possessions, you start to see them sneaking their way in from this defense. Snay forced out to the 3-point line, shoots it over and misses.
Well, you can see a little bit of adjustment there that Seneca East has made offensively. Instead of Snay just being in the low post going block to block, she started moving more towards the top of the key, so at least she's going to be able to get some touches.
Just a minute left here in half number 1. Upper Sandusky trying to snap this 5-game win streak from Seneca East, and they're doing it handily right now with a 9-point lead. Walton stops on a dime, looks for McCreary. Nice extra pass to the corner. Romick for 3.
You just got to put that circle in each corner. If they're able to get in that circle, they've been able to make it. If they've moved 2 steps above it, they've been way off. So a great start here in the first half by the Lady Rams to shoot the ball from the 3-point line.
28-16, and attempted response is missed, and a rebound offensively takes them back to the line. That seems like that's where they're usually getting back to the stripe, is on those offensive rebounds.
Yeah, that's kind of kept them in the basketball game so far tonight. And, I'm sure Coach Vent's going to address that at the half, but again, I think he's got to like also how their defense has kind of forced Seneca East out further on the floor with their pressure. So, sometimes you got to give up a little bit of stuff, and especially when you play zone, it's more difficult to check people out because you're not matched up to a person. You're more trying to rebound out of an area.
Seneca East has been trying to catch up for most of this game, especially in the second quarter. They've brought it within 10 after making that free throw, 28-18. Likely going to see the last possession of the half as the ball's in the hands of Grace Walton. Reigning N10 Player of the Year calls the play. Back to Newman out top. She drives, kicks. Another shot from Romick. It banks in this time. And with a running clock, Seneca East will throw one up at the buzzer. And no is the answer to that one. 31-18, and it's led by a big three-point shooting performance from Ava Romick with 12 points.
The difference right now is the three-point shooting. It's the Rams have shot it really well from the three-point line here in the first half.
Well, you know what we'll talk about in the Sutton Bank halftime show? Three-pointers, but we'll hopefully try to find something else to dissect from this game. So stick around on the OH Report. We'll have your halftime show next.
Yippee!
Win myself titles, cut down nets with my fans. Back to the basket. And another thing. Well, looks like I'm not going to Hollywood after all.
Are you looking for a uniform rental partner that can guarantee garments are returned promptly? No matter your size or industry, Kimmel Corporation can customize a program to fit your needs.
Give us a call for a free evaluation of your current program or visit us at kimmeluniform.com. Kimmel Corporation, delivering what we promise, 4 generations strong.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Think it's time to wake 'em up. They've been sleeping on me, think it's time to wake 'em up. You've been playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. Playing it safe, now it's time to shake it up. So it's time to make a change. Yeah, it's time to break the chains. Yeah, it's time to bring the pain. Let them know, tell them we are not the same. I'm the one that got the flames. With my team, you know we come to slay. Let them know that we didn't come to play. Nah, we came to win. I'm ready for anything that they can bring. Bring it on, let me do my thing. I'm a giant, they can move the king. If you never risk it, then you never know. If it's holding you back, you gotta let it go. You gotta give it all you got, you gotta let them know. You are on another level, you are ruthless. Switch it up, it's the new flex. Ruthless, ruthless. Time to go harder, put your game face on. Ruthless, ruthless. This is the moment movies get based on. This is the moment movies get based on. Fire in the bones, watch me fire up the songs. Let it burn 'em, burn 'em, burn 'em. Got the fire in the bones. Our desires, they become who we are. We go hard, giving up, no we're not. Yeah, the first step is showing up. Now we're here, blowing up.
OH Report. Welcome back to the mountaintop. And in case you missed that first half, we have a montage of what was a 3-point barrage from Upper Sandusky and the Lady Rams as they lead this one 31-18 over the 5-0 Seneca East Tigers. Here you go. Starts with Grace Walton, rightfully so. One of the best players in the N10, was N10 Player of the Year last year. Then you got Ham with not one, but 2 triples that she got to fall pretty much on the same spot. I don't see a difference in that highlight. Do you, Joe?
I think we're going to find that most of these threes have come from 2 spots, both corners.
Yeah, except for that one right there, and then I know the last one as well. But corners have been spectacular. There's your 5th triple right there from Addie Newman, who got involved in the scoring. And then Ava Romick, she had 4 triples herself. There's the 6th of the game. That was the 7th. I guess we missed a little bit of the clip, but and then there's 8 with Romick, and then you'll see Romick at the end of the half, final seconds, she'll bank this one in. So spectacular job from Upper Sandusky. We knew it was going to take a good 3-point performance for them to take down the Tigers, but I don't think we expected this.
No, you didn't expect that, and I'm sure Coach Parks, he's probably telling his team at the half that, hey, they can't continue to shoot the basketball like that. So, one of the things they're down 13. What you would like to be able to do is by the end of this quarter is cut that, to a 5 or a 6-point deficit if you can.
Yeah.
And then those threes, as you get later in the game, those threes become a little bit more difficult to make. But I think you give Upper Sandusky a lot of credit, the defensive end of the floor also. I think their pressure, especially at the top of that 2-3 zone, has forced Seneca East really out of their offense. Because Lexi Snay has not been able to get a lot of touches. She's got a few touches inside, has just not been able to finish. They're going to have to find a way, and I think we saw a little bit of adjustment late in the second quarter where they kind of, instead of having her just go block to block, we're bringing her out a little bit more to the high post. So we'll see what kind of adjustments that the Tigers make to get her the basketball inside here as we start the second half.
You said that you doubt that they're going to be able to shoot the 3 like that again, or so you think, because you never know what could happen.
I think as a coach,
half.
what you're going in and you're telling your team they can't continue to shoot at a high percentage. I mean, they probably only have missed 4 or 5 threes. So that's kind of what you're telling your team is, hey, we're not out of this thing. But you're not going to be able to give them wide open looks, though, either, with how they shot the basketball so far tonight.
Shout out to everybody commenting in the fan zone. We'll let those comments roll through your screen just for the moment. We'll take one more quick break and be back with the third quarter start, live and free on the OH Report.
Trust our experienced team for seamless program management. Wide garment selections for various industries. Kimmel Corporation offers top quality products and services at the best value. Rent or buy with confidence. Kimmel Corporation is the company for you.
Just about set for the third quarter. Before we get there, well, you'll see it on your screen, but want to thank our sponsors bringing us here today. Chris.daris from Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Also Sutton Bank, Quest Federal Credit Union, Spherion Mid-Ohio, Home and Kitchen Supply, and Kimmel Corporation. Turnover to start the second half. It's a mishandle from Seneca East. Not the start you're looking for. Already down a pretty wide margin right now in this game, 31-18.
And it looks like defensively, like Seneca East has gone to a 1-3-1 zone to try to find those shooters a little bit more at the wing in the deep corner.
And mishandles.
Turnover.
Lady Tigers on the wing through a double, looked for Snay down low. They end up throwing it away.
Another turnover.
Backcourt violation, so Tigers
And one of the things that Seneca East has not been able to do is get the ball in transition and get easy looks. I mean, Upper Sandusky's done a really good job of getting back and being able to set their half-court defense and make things really difficult for the Lady Tigers.
Newman surveys the floor, loses her dribble. She has Cundiff right there as a safe haven. Ham drives.
Yeah,
Trap comes.
One of the weak areas in a 1-3-1 zone will be is if you get the ball to the baseline, you bring it back to the wing. If you can put somebody right at that backside block, many times that diagonal skip pass from the wing to the block is going to be open. So Coach Vent calling a timeout here, probably making a little bit of adjustments. I don't know if they've seen any 1-3-1 zone yet this year, but probably talking to them a little bit about the gaps that are in the zone and where they want to attack it.
You're going to want to make sure you get on that quickly because don't want to make this a game going into the fourth quarter. Seneca East, what they're going to say, what they probably said at halftime is they have a threshold that if they can get it to a certain point, they know that they're confident that they can get back into it late.
Well, as I mentioned at the beginning of this second half, I think what you would like to do is be able to cut this lead, to 5 or 6 by the end of the quarter. Then you're going to feel pretty comfortable. But right now, Seneca East is just turning the basketball over at a high pace.
Grace Walton draws the foul. She'll shoot 2. So there's that turnover that leads to a transition opportunity. So we see Upper Sandusky capitalizing on those. Seneca East, not so much. That was a talking point in the first half.
Yeah, I'm not sure Seneca East has gotten a shot here in the second half in the first little over a minute. I think they've turned it over all 3 of the times that they've had the basketball. So that is not the start that Coach Parks would want here in the second half.
Walton, a 71% free throw shooter, misses the first. 20 points for her in the last game against Tiffin Columbian. She knocks down that free throw to give her 8 today. Cami Lance gets it away from Walton, who is pressuring. Rip through and some contact. Tigers will keep it as it looks like they call Riley McCreary for the reach. Baseline out of bounds. See if they try to find Snay on a screen. They'll set one for her. Didn't have her. Good job by him. Out for 3. Smith trying to get it going. And that's a big one.
That's something that they weren't able to do in the first half. But I mean, they only made 1, but that might be a signal of good things to come for Seneca East.
Yeah, 10 threes in that first half, and we harped on it in the halftime show. 9 of them came from Upper Sandusky. There's another missed 3 by Walton. Extra pass, and there's one cashed in by Newman.
Great pass by Grace Walton to give up a good shot for a great shot.
Lobbed over top and stolen. Walton leads the break.
Well, you mentioned the 27 turnovers by Upper Sandusky, but right now Seneca East is turning the basketball over at a very high rate.
They're lucky to get one back after Walton, something you don't see called very often, carried the basketball.
Yeah, have not seen that called a lot in high school basketball over the last couple of years.
Smith able to get past. Here's an open drive for Stockmaster. Foul, but no bucket. Just rolled away, but 2 free throws coming for Izzy. That goes on Ham, the foul call, so that's her 4th foul. She has racked them up quick today.
Yeah, that could be a key factor here in the second half. And Ellie not real happy with the foul call though either.
She's going to have to go to the bench, likely for the rest of this quarter and maybe even half of the fourth.
Yeah. I mean, some of it will depend on what happens if Seneca East makes a run. But, yeah, she's probably going to be out for the rest of this quarter at least, and probably the first part of the fourth quarter.
Stockmaster gets the job done at the line to make it 35-22. Ball up the middle. Nearly stolen it is. Luella Burkholder gets in there. Looking down low, pass denied, swatted out of bounds.
As we mentioned, Upper Sandusky has turned the ball over. That was one of the few live ball turnovers they had. Even though they've had a lot of turnovers, most of them have been dead ball turnovers.
Smith, a heat check, no. Rebound by Burkholder. Stockmaster given some space. Walton, heavy pressure on the handoff. Cross-court pass, Smith, extra to Lance. Lance given the baseline, floater no good. Erica Ruin had the basketball there. She'll get it back from Walton. She is immediately trapped. Tight window, throws it to a black shirt. Other way, Stockmaster the layup.
Nice job of getting into the passing lane. Good job of finishing with her left hand. So back to an 11-point deficit for the Tigers.
Back to the corner, other side this time. And a near turnover, but it looks like a foul was called on the wraparound. It looks like a reach in on Lance.
That just kind of grabbed her a little bit from behind the way it looked.
Lance picks up her second. She'll go to the bench.
So baseline out of bounds here for Upper. Seneca East has done a pretty good job of not allowing any kind of quick look by the Lady Rams, and they do it again.
Walton, catch, shoot, no. Looks like two Rams got in each other's way for the rebound.
They had two Rams on the backside ready to rebound the basketball, just not able to secure it.
Another chance to eat into this deficit. So make it a single-digit deficit for Seneca East if they can score right here.
Nice pass.
Can't get it to go, though. Burkholder, too strong. Walton hesitation move. Really rough spacing right now for the Rams. A long pass will help. Drive straight down the lane and a foul. So two shots coming for Bryn Cundiff.
A good skip pass against that. Well, they went back to the box and won instead of the 1-3-1, but a good skip pass and ball movement. And Allie Smith able to get into a gap and drive it to the basket to get to the free throw line.
First shot no good from Cundiff. Not a scorer on this team, and that's not a bad thing. She's been kind of that.
Had the wrong one. Yeah. Bryn Cundiff.
So Cundiff not a scorer on the team, but she's kind of been that facilitator. We don't keep track of assists up here, but I'm recalling a couple that she definitely has today. She's kind of the one that helps get Walton away from her ball handling duties.
Well, and they just do a really nice job of being patient and allowing Grace Walton to come off screens and find them. And Grace Walton does a nice job of also being patient. She doesn't force a lot of shots.
That will go last off of the Tigers, and that's a backcourt violation. How about that pressure? That time from Abby Gottfried.
Yep. And
said her name a lot defensively.
And as we mentioned throughout this game, that's that pressure of those two top defenders in that 2-3 zone that have given Seneca East a lot of problems tonight.
Abby Gottfried, the sophomore, making a name for herself on the defensive end. McCreary nearly throws it away. Tough spot in the corner.
Yep.
Good job, though, by Ruin to just get it off of a black shirt.
Yep, just threw it off of a defender.
Tough inbound close to the corner on the baseline. Grace founds an outlet. Newman moves the ball around the floor. Upper Sandusky content to just move the ball around, but the pressure not making it too easy.
I think that's Stockmaster with the blocking foul.
Just her first, so not concerned about her in foul trouble talks. She'll still come off, take a little bit of a break. Another inbound from Walton, and what's turning into a fairly long possession. Dribble drive down the lane, blocked by Snay. And Seneca East keeps it in. Quick transition opportunity. And a foul from behind will go on Walton. Looks like she got the ball pretty clean, just was a little bit too far behind when the contact happened.
Yeah. I don't think Grace really happy with that foul call, but maybe got a piece of her arm as she reached down for the basketball.
And for how physical she is, she only has one foul.
Yeah.
Smith catch and shoot. Off the back iron, offensive rebound. And again, the Tigers getting each other's way this time. Walton, fast break, Euro step, shot, foul.
And kind of you can see why Grace Walton is the player of the year with just the competitive spirit she has. She gets called for a foul down at this end of the floor that she doesn't really like. She said, I'm just going to take the ball to the basket and make them call a foul and get myself to the free throw line.
Walton's first free throw falls through. Not just a basketball star, Joe, but all-league soccer player in the fall.
Yeah.
Pretty good on the pitch and on the court. 7 goals, 14 assists. She's a playmaker there. She's a playmaker here in a different sense.
And you can see soccer helps her with basketball from the standpoint she never stops moving at the offensive end. And just her competitive spirit, you don't find that in a lot of young lady basketball players.
Rolling an easy layup after the steal.
Yeah. Coach Park's going to call a timeout before this game gets away. So able to extend this lead now to 16 after leading by 13 at the end of the first and also 13 at the end of the half.
So another timeout. Tigers will take it, and we'll take a commercial. Or no commercial timeout. I will talk about sponsors here. Thank you to Chris.daris, our Edward Jones financial advisor here in Upper Sandusky. Also thank you to Sutton Bank, Quest Federal Credit Union, Spherion Mid-Ohio, Home and Kitchen Supply, Kimmel Corporation, and Wilson Tire for your bringing you live and free coverage from the mountaintop. Not just today, but plenty of times this season. I'll be back here, in fact, on Monday to watch this very same team take on a really, really good Shelby squad.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting basketball game. From the standpoint, I believe Shelby and Upper Sandusky will be in the same district. The nemesis for Upper Sandusky in the past has been Margaretta, and I think they're in different divisions.
Getting a thumbs up from our producer Thompson to confirm that info. But yeah, so Upper Sandusky and Shelby, they're both in Division 6. Lob over top, looking for Snay. Caught Upper napping, shot no good though. And a fight for the ball under the basket. Still being fought for. Snay gets it. Easy layup.
Nice pass.
As a result, with numerous players on the floor, Lua Burkholder brings it to a 14-point game. But Shelby, as we continue to talk about them and what would be the next game, they're 4-1. That one loss to a D1 Reynoldsburg team not too long ago.
And Reynoldsburg typically has been one of the best Division I programs, girls programs in the state of Ohio. So they surely are not disappointed. And you give Coach Dadley Lance a lot of credit to play teams like that because you're going to face teams sometimes as you make a tournament run that are going to be maybe a little bit stronger, a little bit more athletic than you. And I'm sure that Reynoldsburg brought that to the Whippets in that game.
Riley McCreary draws the foul, goes off back iron with her first free throw. Talked about Walton on the soccer pitch. Talk about McCreary as well. She had 12 goals for the team this fall. She was an all-league second team member. Makes the second free throw, goes 1 for 2. Upper Sandusky 41, Seneca East 26, a minute and a half left to go here in this third quarter. Shot through the lane, big contact.
We're going to get a foul call here on Stockmaster.
Yeah, good aggression, trying to go for the rebound, just too much contact, clearly, in the eyes of the officials, and we're going to the line again.
Yep, fifth foul of the quarter.
There's your second look. 3 Rams got rammed by Stockmaster right there. And back to redeem herself is McCreary to the stripe. So I told you that Upper's going to play Shelby on Monday. That's their next game. That'll be live and free here on the OH Report. You've also got next Saturday against Mohawk. That will be their next N10 game. And then you'll continue after Christmas. Saturday the 28th, we'll take on Bucyrus. And again, it is a 6-game homestand for Upper Sandusky. As a coach, did you ever have that long of a homestand, and did you like having that?
I don't know if I can, but you always like, playing at home, prefer to go on the road, but probably what you're going to see, though, if you look down their schedule, they're going to have an extended time where they have to go on the road also. Then that's what I always liked about league play from the standpoint is, like in the N10 is, you're always playing home and away. So I think you kind of find a true champion when you do that, because you're going to have to win some tough games on the road to win a league championship.
And you're not playing in the same place 6 times in a tournament game.
No.
In the tournament. There's a foul called as we're going to go back to the line, this time with Seneca East. Snay will shoot. And the story here for Seneca East, I believe, is not being able to get number 11 in black going early.
Yeah. And she's missed some shots, close to the rim. But again, Upper Sandusky's done two really good things. One, I think their pressure on the basketball has limited their ability to throw it to her inside. And then they've been just physical enough that when she's caught it inside, she's had a hard time of just finishing a play near the glass.
Good job by her to go 2 for 2 from the line. She's got 6 today as we near the final seconds of this third quarter. Upper Sandusky, they've won 4 of their 5 third quarters this season. They're on track for a 5th today. That one quarter they lost was against Colonel Crawford right here on this floor. There's a foul on the drive, called on the Tigers, and McCreary will shoot some more free throws. Free throw line's been her best friend here the last 7 minutes.
I think third trip here.
McCreary's kind of been the one that has missed out on this three-point barrage so far today. Haven't said her name on any threes, but she's been hitting. Had 3 triples against Winford in their last game in the N10. But she's more than willing to let her team take the spotlight here today, especially in that big first half with 9 threes.
Well, with their goal of winning the N10, this is a really big game for Upper Sandusky, because you don't want to have 2 losses in the league this early. I've always said this when you play that round robin, is that you don't necessarily win the league in the first half of the league play, but you can surely lose it. And one of the ways to lose it is by going down, losing 2 games here early in the first round.
There's Lexi Snay getting a field goal. Puts her up to 8 on the game. 8 seconds to go in the third. We'll see Walton go to work. Defended by Lance. Spin around. And it looked like she traveled. Yep. Officials got the call. Yeah. 1.6 on the clock.
Yeah, one of the few times that Grace Walton's tried to force the issue.
Lobbed up top, and Snay won't be able to catch it. End of the third quarter. Upper Sandusky 43. Seneca East 30. We'll have to check the third quarter score. I think the Tigers won that third quarter. But nonetheless, we'll take a break, come back live and free on the OH Report.
Trust our experienced team for seamless program management. Wide garment selections for various industries. Kimmel Corporation offers top quality products and services at the best value. Rent or buy with confidence. Kimmel Corporation is the company for you.
doesn't matter if it's a 1-point game, a 5-point game, or a 13-point game. Fourth quarter is always money time. So you look at the quarter splits. It's been pretty even since that first quarter where Upper Sandusky had the hot start.
Yeah. Seneca East has just never been able to make a run right now in the second or third quarter. So established a 13-point lead, the Lady Rams did, and they've been able to maintain that at the end of each of the quarters here.
Good ball movement by Upper Sandusky, a baseline drive, kicked back out. Walton will try a three off to the left. Tigers with the rebound. Stockmaster forcing the issue. They find Snay and a double. Tigers somehow to keep that in bounds. Lob over top, intercepted, Rulin.
Nice defense there by Rulin.
She'll give to a guard, McCreary. Shot a lot of free throws in that third quarter. Newman with the basketball, back to the three-point line. Romick had 12 points in the first half. Haven't said her name since. McCreary trying to join that three-point party. Shot no good. Newman the offensive rebound.
A great effort there by Addie Newman to get to the offensive glass.
There's your second look as we continue this possession. Romick trying to shoot it up again, and she's got it. 5 threes in the game.
Great shooting night for the young lady.
Stockmaster the lay on the other end. But seems like a lot of this game you're trading twos for threes.
Yeah.
That ball
Coach
tipped out of
Ben's
bounds.
got to be extremely happy with how he shot the ball from behind the three-point line.
It's given them the cushion they've needed, especially against a tough Seneca East team that you knew if it got down to the wire, they had a good chance of getting it done.
Yeah. I mean, what you're trying to do right now is, if you're Seneca East, is see if you can get this to single digits. And then hopefully maybe if you're able to extend your pressure a little bit, that you can make something happen. As you mentioned, the 27 turnovers that Upper had against Tiff and Columbian. But right now the Tigers doing the Lady Rams doing a good job of moving the basketball.
Romick went for her 6th three. That one no good. The ball movement here has been spectacular.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of getting the ball to the high post and then moving it to the opposite wing. And right now, Upper Sandusky not in a big hurry.
And draining this clock. Ham looking for her 3rd three of the game. She has it.
It's that corner three, man. that spot where there's a tan line that goes right there on the corner. When they're standing on or near that line, it's almost been automatic throughout this basketball game.
I was also watching our Marion County Now game of the week yesterday between Pleasant and River Valley. I think every single shot that went up in front of student sections went in. There's just something different about shooting it in front of your classmates. Seems to always fall. And I also remember here in this gym watching Addie Newman hit a game-winning three behind her in front of her student section last year. Go the other way after this whistle.
You know, it's a good to see tonight. I think Brock Montgomery is one of those guys that's in the student section to see the boys basketball program really supporting the Lady Rams basketball program, which is, one of the unique things when you play at a school like Upper Sandusky, the community support that you get by not only the students but also the parents in the community.
Romick gives up the basketball. Newman, drive, looking for Ham. Does she have the angle?
Yep.
Yes, she does.
Nice catch. Great pivot. A little bit of a jump hook and able to finish. And the Rams definitely taking control of this basketball game here at the start of the fourth quarter.
Ham up to double figures with 11. 15 points for Ava Romick and 10 for Grace Walton as your leading scorers for Upper Sandusky. Seneca East trying to crawl back into this game. That ball swatted out of bounds by Ham. We'll reset.
Both teams have done a good job on baseline out-of-bounds defense. Neither team has really given up an easy layup on any baseline out-of-bounds plays, and sometimes that's crucial, especially when you have two good basketball teams playing, which we do have tonight.
Addie Newman steals it away down the lane. She's fouled. So Tigers made it difficult on her, but she'll shoot 2. No easy layups. That's I guess that's the saying, Joe.
Yeah, and you know the thing, Addie Newman, I mean, she's played at the top of that zone, and her quickness and length defensively has caused Seneca East a lot of problems. She's maybe a little bit one of the unsung heroes tonight in this basketball game, although she has 10, so she's in double digits. So played a really good game, not only offensively, but I think she's even been better defensively tonight for Coach Vent's team.
Yeah, you forced Seneca East, a team averaging, coming into the game, 62 points a game to 32.
Yeah, you got to be really pleased with that.
Newman misses the second free throw. She is the 4th player for the Lady Rams to reach double figures. And all 4 of those players, in fact, are on the floor right now. Seneca East with Snay down low. Gets the offensive rebound and the bucket.
Able to get inside position because Upper Sandusky has been fronting her. And Ellie Ham just not able to get back around and box her out.
Upper's offense back to work. Romick tried for the layup. All of her scores have been beyond the arc. Could have had one there in the painted area, but the shot missed.
Yeah, in this 4th quarter, Upper Sandusky's done a good job of putting the ball into the high post and playing out of that high post pass.
Foose fakes the 3.
Again, I believe Addie Newman getting her hands on that basketball again.
And Ham tips it out to a diving stretch. Actually, they'll say no deflection. Upper takes it. $18-point lead for the Lady Rams. As they run out this clock, 3.5 minutes to go. And Joe said it at the beginning of the broadcast, this team has played tight games, all 5 of their first ones of the year. But this time, really putting it on Seneca East. Romick tries it again. And there's your game summary right there. 6th 3 of the game for the sophomore, Ava Romick. Smith tries to respond. She's been cold tonight.
I'm not sure if they missed the corner 3 tonight, though.
I don't think Romick has missed a corner 3 tonight.
I was going to say, it looked like there was going to be another one coming there.
Romick wanted to shoot that other 3. For good reason. Decided to pull it out, though. Walton, nice pass to him. One-handed scoop pass down low. Ham does the rest, and Ham has 13.
Well, Coach Vent's got to be extremely pleased with the balance that his team has had tonight. And right now they're just kind of, getting what they want offensively by the ball movement that they had.
Yeah, so with that easy layup, you can see why George Parks would call a timeout right here. Upper Sandusky, a 10-point advantage, as we see, thanks to Home and Kitchen Supply here in the 4th quarter, 14-4.
Yeah, I mean, as we mentioned, both the second and third quarters, each team scored 12 points in each of those quarters, but now Upper Sandusky just really taking control of this basketball game here in the 4th quarter.
You've been treated to a fantastic game tonight if you're an Upper Sandusky fan, and it's all brought to you by our great sponsors with Upper Sandusky, Chris.daris, your Edward Jones financial advisor, also Wilson Tire, Sutton Bank, Quest Federal Credit Union, Spherion Mid-Ohio, Home and Kitchen Supply, their timeout we're in right now, and Kimmel Corporation. Jonathon Langdon alongside Joe Balogh. The finishing touches to this game in the 4th quarter. And yes, we need help because we don't know who this MVP is going to be. I'm thinking Ava, with her 6 threes, is the likely choice, but we'll let you decide in the comments.
I would say she might be the likely choice, but really the balance that Upper Sandusky showed tonight, there's probably a couple other players that could easily be the MVP.
was an air ball 3 from Stockmaster, but
They said it was tipped.
yeah. Tigers will line up for another inbounds play. Snay, another shot, this time from Burkholder, no good. Catch in stride. Down the floor, picked from behind. Luella Burkholder in a double.
You know, one of the things with when you have the ball like that Ava Godfrey had is you want to take 2 dribbles, switch it to the other hand so you don't turn it over.
Luella Burkholder the 3. Deficit's back to 20.
Yeah.
A little bit of contact,
Another
no
turnover.
call, and Stockmaster will have an easy layup. She's led this team in scoring. She's got 12 now. And now a travel on Upper Sandusky. Sloppy
So
closing moments.
the thing if you're Coach Parks, right now what you got to like is, he called the timeout, wasn't very happy with his team, and they've come out with a lot more energy here. So it's looking like they're not going to be able to win this basketball game. But now they've scored on 3 straight possessions, forced a couple turnovers. So you got to like the fight that they have. And Coach Bent now is going to probably address some of the things that you had talked about, the 27 turnovers against Tiffin Columbian, is you want to make sure you finish this game out, strong. You don't turn the basketball over. So I'm sure he's going to make some comments here about we got to do a much better job at taking care of the basketball, especially when we get a lot of pressure.
And I think there's an important message that Upper Sandusky needs to hear in this timeout, and that's he's going to say, you got to understand, we are winning this game by 16 points, but how many threes have we knocked down? How well have we shot from beyond the arc compared to them?
Yep.
These turnovers, they could still be a deciding factor in other games where we're not shooting well.
Yeah. I mean, but you're not going to. I mean, stats show that you're not going to shoot the 3 as well as you did tonight in all your games. So one of the areas, as we've mentioned several times, is you're going to have to do a much better job at taking care of the basketball. As we said, we've been unable to keep an official stat of turnovers, but they're easily in double-digit turnovers, and probably they might be getting close to 20 turnovers again tonight, as they had 27. And as we mentioned that, they almost turned it over again.
There's a whistle and a foul. So Ava Romick draws it. Not going to the line, just 3 team fouls for Seneca East.
But the other thing, too, if you take a look at Upper Sandusky's lineup, they made some substitutions here. So he has some of his veterans out of the lineup. But again, as you build a program, you're not going to coach those kids any different than you do your best players. And it's going to be important you take care of the basketball here.
Nearly another turnover. There will be a held ball. Arrow points towards Seneca East. So the number today for Upper Sandusky fans, 15. That's how many threes you made today. So that's 45
that
of
is
your
outstanding.
57 points.
That's outstanding, not just in girls basketball, but any basketball game. If you're able to make 15 threes, that's an outstanding night of shooting the basketball.
Under a minute to go as we finish this one out from the mountaintop. See if the Lady Rams can add on to that total.
Well, and as I said, although Seneca East is going to be disappointed they lost this game, Coach Parks has got to like how his kids have continued to fight. Even as they got down, I think they were down, the most they were down was 23. And so many times, you can learn a lot, from the game of basketball when you lose. And Seneca East is going to take this tape and take a look at some things. And I'm sure they're going to talk about they're not going to make 15 threes against us the next time we play them.
Varsity debut alert, number 10 for Upper Sandusky. Callie Claybaugh, the sophomore, gets her first action on the varsity team in her career. Lob over top. Claybaugh couldn't handle it, out of bounds. I was watching her during the JV game, looked pretty good. Of course, some early game jitters for her.
Yeah, I mean, anytime, it's exciting, when you get those first varsity minutes, you get a chance to play. That's always a big thing in your start of a career.
She defends out top, shot up by Seneca East, and a foul down low on the box out.
I think they're gonna call a push.
Yeah, so they'll call it on Cundiff. It's her second. Carly Foose left open. Shot no good. Rebound down by Claybaugh. And the buzzer sounds. Final score, Upper Sandusky 57, Seneca East 41. 16-point victory propelled by 15 threes made by the Upper Sandusky Lady Rams. We'll break this one down, have your MVP from the Lady Rams when we come back live and free on the OH Report.
Yippee!
Win myself titles, cut down nets with my fans. Back to the basket. And another thing. Well, looks like I'm not going to Hollywood after all.
Are you looking for a uniform rental partner that can guarantee garments are returned promptly? No matter your size or industry, Kimmel Corporation can customize a program to fit your needs.
Give us a call for a free evaluation of your current program or visit us at kimmeluniform.com. Kimmel Corporation, delivering what we promise, 4 generations strong.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Time now for your Quest Federal Credit Union Player of the Game, and what a game it was for Ava Romick today. The sophomore reigns in 6 threes, but first I want to talk to you about just how it feels to take down a team like Seneca East, to start 5-0, and you get yourself back in that conversation towards the top of the N10.
Yeah, going into the game, we knew they were one of the top teams in the N10, and we worked hard preparing for them, like Snay and Stockmaster, I think it was.
Got it. Yep.
We were working hard on them. We knew Snay was going to give us some trouble in the post, and I think we did a really good job covering it.
So we talked earlier before we went live. 5 threes was the most you ever made, correct?
I think, yeah.
5, but now today it is 6. So how did it feel to kind of find your spots, I would say, because those corners were working for you. Top of the key, you banked one in also. Just shooting the ball, what comes into your mind just when you have a game like this?
I mean, coming into it, we knew we were going to have to hit some big shots, and my teammates just do a really good job moving the ball.
Yeah, so congratulations to you, and 15 total threes for the team. So whatever you were doing also translated to your teammates. How's it feel about that?
It's exciting. I mean, we know we're not the tallest team, so we're kind of shooters, and that's how we go into most games. And
then defensively, what did you really think you did to shut down the likes of Stockmaster or a Snay to get things done today?
Our zone, we kind of go into it and expect to just it's out of control and kind of crazy, and we go into it trying to just get teams sped up, and our traps do a really good job of that, I think.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the win today. I know Monday is going to be a big one for you. I'll be right back here for it, but talk about Shelby and what you know about them and what it's going to take them down.
If I'm being honest, we haven't prepared for Shelby yet.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that. Well, get ready for that game on Monday, and then also before we part ways with you, go ahead and take a look at the camera, give some shout outs anybody who may be watching on the OH Report.
I'd like to give a shout out to Jevin Dybel, Coach Vent, my dad for always just being willing to get in the gym and shoot with me, and of course my teammates for hitting me when I'm open.
Congrats on the win. Quest Federal Credit Union MVP Ava Romick with us.
Yippee!
Win myself titles, cut down nets with my fans. Back to the basket. And another thing. Well, looks like I'm not going to Hollywood after all.
As we wrap up our coverage from the mountaintop, here's your post-game show brought to you by Sutton Bank. Jonathon Langdon with Joe Balogh, our producer Adam Thompson, and our camera operator Shane Young. 57-41 the final. Upper Sandusky, they snap Seneca East's 5-game winning streak to start the season, and they get them, as I said with Ava Romick in our MVP interview, they get themselves back in the conversation. That's where you want to be right now.
Well, it's a big win because, one, they're at home. They've already lost their first league game against Colonel Crawford at home. So as we mentioned, you didn't want to go down 2 games in the league, right at the beginning of the season. So, they've proven tonight that they're going to be a force in this league, especially, if they're able to shoot the basketball like they did tonight. They were outstanding from 3-point range. But I think the shooting was important, but I thought their defense was really good from the standpoint that 2-3 zone, the pressure at the top, and I think it was Ava Godfrey we talked about, her pressure on the basketball at the top. Her length caused a lot of problems that they weren't able that Seneca East was not able to get the ball inside to Lexi Snay effectively throughout the night.
Yeah, Snay just 8 points. Stockmaster, the second leading scorer, only 12. They were both held well under their average here tonight. That's big defensively, so I agree with you on that take. But also you got to talk about the turnovers, especially towards the end of the game, because even in a win, you can't overlook mistakes like that.
Yeah, I mean that's an area that I'm sure that the coaching staff is going to address a lot, especially as you mentioned against Tiffin Columbia. We turned it over 27 times, able to win a game by 1 in overtime. So if they're going to go from being a good team to a great team, they're going to have to get those turnovers down to probably around 10 or less. You can't have it in that 15 to 25 range because you're not going to beat the really good basketball teams that are come up on your schedule.
So for Upper Sandusky individual scorers, 18 points to our MVP, Ava Romick, just a sophomore. Talk about her and just what this does for her, because she's just a sophomore. This is kind of her breakout game in a sense for a team that desperately needs offense outside of Grace Walton.
Well, and the thing is, we saw tonight with Grace Walton, she faced the box and won. And you got to give Grace a lot of credit, too, because really the only shot she forced was the one at the end of the third quarter. That's the only one she forced. So she's developing a lot of trust in her teammates, and it showed tonight by those teammates having the confidence that they could make threes. And especially, we said the corner threes were really where they made shots tonight.
And it's a very similar story to Grace Walton 2-3 years ago and what she was able to do to that team. So big stuff from Ava Romick. Also, he had Ellie Ham, and our producer called her a straight dog tonight, 13 points. But what she did outside of that was what really made this performance for her.
And Ellie Ham was really good defensively inside. I mean, she was physical with Lexi Snay, made her looks difficult. When she was able to touch it inside, she was physical, bumped her around a little bit. So the coaching staff at Upper Sandusky, they got to be really pleased with how they not just shot the ball, but I think they're going to be really pleased when they look at the tape how good they were defensively.
Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. That will do it for Joe and I. Jonathon Langdon with you, Joe Balogh, our producer Adam Thompson, our camera operator Shane Young. Next 3 games for Upper Sandusky. They'll play against Shelby here, live and free. I'll be on the call for that. Then they'll play next Saturday against Mohawk and play after Christmas on the 28th, another Saturday against Bucyrus. Next 3 games for Seneca East. Tomorrow against Arcadia, they'll be back at home. Next Saturday will be a Buckeye Central Conference game at home. Then they'll go to Willard right before Christmas on Monday, the 23rd. Sponsors rolling through your screen one final time. Until next time, we'll see you live and free on the OH Report.